is back. Well, never left, but I'm gonna try to be more committed to this channel. I'm Mrs. Create, your favorite mommy teacher friend, and today we're going to do my it's soup season, right? So this is your keep it in the freezer, keep on deck soup in January and February when the sicknesses are coming around or you need to stay healthy. I'm gonna make that tonight. I'm also gonna make my taco meat that's loaded with some fun stuff or, health things that nobody will know about. How will they know? I've got me a nice little cup and I'm trying to romanticize cooking dinner tonight. I don't know if that's possible, but I've got a strawberry vanilla olipop. Does anybody else here drink olipops? Leave it in the comments. I like the strawberry vanilla, and I also like the apple. The crisp apple is my favorite. So if you put it in a little cup like this, I think the crisp apple tastes like a Riesling, honestly. Well, not quite the Riesling stuff, but you know what I mean. So, all right, so for the soup, you are going to need, let's get this lined up here. You're going to need zucchini, chicken broth. I've got some small carrots, so I'm gonna use 4 carrots. And we've got celery. Hold on. Lola knows she's not allowed in the kitchen. Get. She smells zucchini, but this is not for her. So we were gonna use that. Those are the vegetables. And then I also used a little better than bouillon to kind of bring up the flavor a little bit. So that's what I do there. And then I'm also going to be making my version of a taco packet. As you can see, it says cornstarch, chili powder, a whole bunch of bad things, salt, spice, onion powder. So I'm just gonna, shake until the ancestors say stop and add a special ingredient. So let's get it started. I'm gonna chop down, let's see. Thank you for being patient with this here. But the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn on the pot for the soup. So I've got all my pots laid out here. I've got my taco shell pot, got my pot for the soup. So this pot here, I'm gonna put a drizzle, just a little drizzle of olive oil. Can you see that? I hope you can see that. That's probably like a tablespoon, maybe. All right, so I've got that going. I'm gonna turn the stove on. Child, I almost burnt down the house with the gas on. Okay, there we go. So turn the stove on and, oh, hi, good day. I don't know who that is, but welcome. Welcome to the live. We're making soup. All right, so first thing I'm gonna cut up is an onion. And if you've never cut up an onion or your mama didn't teach you how to cut up an onion, let me be the auntie that teaches you how to cut up a nice onion. Man, I am having a time with this little thing here. Let me make it overhead, and you can see what I'm doing like that. I think that'd be better for you guys. So let's try that. Let's try it that way. I'm gonna raise her up. Oh, I took the thing apart. I guess I better not raise it up too high. Technical difficulties. Not no mo though. Don't get it twisted. I don't know what that means, but okay. Don't get what twisted. Colton. All right, here we are. So for this onion, it's still got the peels on it. That's fine. I'm just gonna chop off the ends. See, you chop off both ends and then put a little slit right there so you can peel off the ugly part. And then you have a nice clean onion. I'm still gonna rinse her off. And that's how we get our onion started. I gotta go a little bit fast though. I'm gonna be right back and rinse it off. I forgot to say that my olive oil is at like a 4. So I've got my olive oil on a 4. Now, if I'm sick, I'm not gonna want a bunch of onions in my soup. So because I'm cooking the taco meat tonight too, I'm gonna put just 2 slivers for flavor in that soup, just 2. Just because it's an onion open and available here. So we're gonna just dice that down. Nobody wants a giant hunk of onion. So can you see about that amount? Should have probably brought a light in here. It looks like it's light in here, but it's not as light as it looks. So I'm gonna put just about this amount for the soup, and the rest I'll put in the taco meat. So how is everybody doing today? Good, I hope so. It's been a very long month, but you know what? Even when days are long, we're still here, you know? What's that little song that the kids have revisited? I'm still standing. They brought back the Elton John, or John Elton as my daughter would call it. Oh, and when you're cutting the onion, please don't put that little part that's right in the middle. That's the too spicy part, so don't put that in there. All right, let me hurry up and slang these because I'm going to start crying and I don't want to cry no more. That's another song. Is anybody else thinking songs? Because I swear all day long, my brain only hears music, even when there's no music playing. Okay, so our onions are chopped. I'm gonna come on over to the stove. We're gonna put in just a little bit for the soup, and we'll save the rest for the meat. So we got our onions going. I'm gonna take a little bit, just a dash of salt to kind of let them come together with the olive oil. And whoops, if y'all could see my hands and how this poor stand is trying to work me. I'm gonna put the onions in the other pan. I normally would start the pan first, but for the sake of using my cutting board, I'm gonna do that. So let's do that first. Now we're gonna cut. Wanted to rinse that onion juice off of there. So now we have 2 zucchinis, okay? So I have a small one and I have a larger one. I'm gonna use the larger one for the soup. I'm gonna cut the ends off, and then I'm gonna make it very small. Gonna make it very small. So let's do that. I like to clean as I go. And I'm just gonna throw those little pieces in the trash. The sun is shining into the house right now. It feels so nice. Can you see? The sun is shining. It's a pretty day out. It's been so gloomy lately. Is it gloomy or snowy where you are? It's Michigan is where I am, and it's been very wintry here, okay? So I'm gonna cut it in half and then quarter it, and then eighth it, and just make as many little skinny lines as I can there. And I'm going to really try my best to make it very thin. Now, I've recently started liking zucchini. I didn't love zucchini my whole life. I don't even think we ate zucchini when I was little. We used to eat squash. My mom would make fried squash. But like zucchini is just like an add-in vegetable. No, not really. So I've been enjoying exploring zucchini because it thickens up nicely and it's nice and green, so it's a good vegetable for you. So we're gonna dice that down. Now, one of the things I like to do is once I have everything chopped down, I don't know the way that piece looks, I just do this. I just go straight through. And a good knife helps. You can put a message down if you want me to send you a link to this one, but I really like this knife. I think this set cost like $17, not even, maybe $12. It was under $20. There was no reason for me to be sitting around here without a good knife. If you feel seen, I'm sorry, that was me a couple months ago, but a good knife can really help you in the kitchen. So if you can see here, this is the size that you're gonna want. So we got that. Got our little diced zucchini, and we're gonna take our first batch over here. Remember, we're making our little healthy soup to keep on deck if you just joined us. I've got my pot on like a medium simmer, and now I'm getting ready to add in my zucchini. And then we're gonna let that brown up. See it? Just sizzling. I better get a spoon. I like a wooden spoon. I had one of my mom's wooden spoons. She's no longer with me, but it took me forever to throw that spoon away. I was so emotionally tied to the spoon because I felt like when I cooked with it, it reminded me of cooking with her. And it got to the point where it was burnt and really gross. And then I just held on to it. It's probably still in the basement, and I don't know that I'm ever gonna throw it away. But I did replace the spoon, at least. But there's something about food and love, you know? So that's what I think about soup too. My best friend and I always say, if somebody could just send us some soup. Hey, Humble Tutoring. Yeah, well, Atlanta, y'all don't have much to complain about. Y'all get a little snow. It's funny when my friends in the South get a little snow, how y'all act. It's so funny. All right, so we've got our zucchini and our onion. As you can kind of hear it sizzling over there. Now we're gonna get into these carrots. So I've got 4. Now, if you had large carrots, you wouldn't need this many, right? Oh, you're an Ohio girl. Oh, you know how to bundle up then if you're from Ohio. I'm gonna cut the tips off of these. And then I'm gonna do the same thing that I did with the zucchini, which is to really chomp them down. I wanna rinse my cutting board off. I just don't like to have bits from the last thing. Hold on, hold on. Here I am, I'm here, but I can't move the camera in halfway here, so 2 seconds. All right. So we've got carrots. We're gonna take these carrots and we're gonna just chop them down. Again, a good knife is gonna take you so far, okay? I'm trying to be in the kitchen and get out the kitchen. Now, I will say one thing. I was watching something the other day, and this girl was holding the thing to try to keep her knuckles out of it, but I thought she was getting ready to chop her knuckles off. Like, girl, just hold it and get out the way. I don't know. Now, the carrots, I like to do like my aunt used to do when she would make like potato salad or something. She would always have irregular vegetables. Some of the vegetables were big and some were small. So I like to do that with my carrots. You never know what you're gonna get, right? So it might be a big piece or a small piece. So I'm gonna go in and kind of chop it weird. So see, you're gonna get some circles, some little tiny pieces, and I'm okay with that. I like that. That's how I like mine to be. A little, what do they call that? A coarse chop? Listen. You want some real cooking, y'all better go follow my friends over at This Worthy Life. But I'm just a mom who cooks, okay? Because the people have to eat dinner sometimes. And we need to have some good healthy soup on deck. So that's what I'm doing. All right, so we've got that in. I'm going to rinse this off one more time. I don't like a dirty cutting board. And now we're going to go in with a little celery. Oh, and I forgot, if you just join me in my little heart cup, I'm trying to romanticize cooking to make me actually want to do it, which I don't. See, now on medium, it's already starting to have some brownness, so I want to turn that down. I'm going to turn it down to a simmer, and I'm going to go ahead and turn on this because I like to cook dinner early, so we'll do that. Okay. So now we're going to chop down the celery. So I've got 2 stalks of celery. I've already cut the ends off of 1. I like my celery to look really pretty. So I'm gonna just kind of cut it in half and then make a very tiny, make them tiny like I did the zucchini. It's more for the flavor. So we're gonna take that and we're gonna chop that down. You know what's funny is I always wanted to cook for a family, and then when I got a family, I didn't want to cook like I did when I was single. I think that's because it was like every day I'm supposed to think about what's for dinner, breakfast, lunch, and dinner 3 times a day. My daughter doesn't do a school lunch. She does her own lunch. So that's another meal to think about. But let me ask you this, speaking about school lunch, how are you guys feeling about this pause on federal funding? I really don't want to bring up a political thing, but I kind of do. you know, like, I just think about all the students that I had over the years that school was where they ate breakfast, lunch, and sometimes what they took home for dinner, or they would come up to the school for supplemental meals. It's really kind of hurting my feelings right now that we're in that place. And if that bothers you too, you know you have a congressman, and you can just Google it if you don't know who it is, and you can call and you can complain. So that's what I think you should do. That's just my 2 cents. I mean, you have to do it, but you could. All right, so we've got our roughly chopped celery, and I'm going to turn down my onions because they're getting very excited. I'm talking to you guys, so let's get that in here. So before I put this in, let me show you how we're looking here. The carrots are starting to soften up a little bit. We got a little onion. We got the zucchini. I used about a tablespoon of olive oil, which was really a drizzle, so maybe it wasn't a tablespoon. Who knows, right? Oh, I see here that I probably could have put a typo on here. I'm sorry, guys. All right, so I'm throwing the celery in, and I'll show you. I'm going to turn this up a little bit now, and we're going to open up this organic chicken broth. Now, here's something funny. As high as groceries are right now, and they're high, as high as groceries are right now, guess what? If you have Prime, I'm not sure if this is everywhere, you guys have to look for yourself, but Whole Foods lately has had the cheapest prices on fruits and vegetables in my area. Like, what? Whole Foods? Okay. So anyways, this is from Whole Foods, the organic chicken broth, and this is a 48 ounce. So this is what I'm using, a 48 ounce amount. If you wanted to make a bigger batch than this, you could use 2 and just double those vegetables. So just gonna push that on in there. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off my poor little onions for the tacos. So anyways, we've got our soup going. We're on medium now. I got celery and a little zucchini floating around there. I'm gonna put in a dash of pepper. Isn't this the cutest little salt shaker? Okay. And then I'm also going to put in my special ingredient that makes it taste good. If you have high blood pressure, I do not recommend using this. And that is Better Than Bouillon. This is the seasoned roasted chicken flavor. And mostly all the stores carry it now. Back in the day, you had to kind of know the stores that would carry it. But I'm going to put about... it's going to be salty. So about this much. Not too salty though. Just put that in. Now remember, you can't really scrape your pot, so I just like let it dissolve in the warmth. I'm not scraping my pot in there. Here you go. You've been thinking about the babies too. Would I recommend using a food processor to cut down the prep time? You know, I have a food processor and I have the chopper, that little thing that everybody was using on the TikTok, you know, where they were bashing it down. I think it's just your preference. For me, by the time I chop it smaller to do something with it, I could have been done with it. So I think it's just whatever you like to do. Whatever is going to make you feel happy to cook your dinner, do that. Do more of that. So, okay, so we're having our little strawberry olipop. While that simmers, we are going to get into these, the taco meat. I've got some fat-free refried beans, chili powder, garlic powder, pepper, and I'm gonna clean up real quick. And guess what my secret ingredient is? My husband just walked by and gave me the eye like, I see you. Do you see me? So we're gonna dice this down and put it with the onion to go in the taco meat. Because who's gonna know? It's gonna be a vegetable serving and it's gonna make it thicker and it's gonna be just fine. So we're gonna do that. Boom, boom, boom. was a little nervous about doing a live today without making a big to-do about it, but honestly, I'm starting to feel like whatever, you know what I mean? Like, maybe I'm holding myself back with all of these big plans to like share information a certain kind of way. And maybe you are too. You know, you're trying so hard to like get it organized or think the plan through. Like, maybe it's just whatever. Maybe it's just do what you have on your mind and in your heart, or what God has called you to do. And that's that. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I am with it. And speaking of that, look at my shirt. Isn't it cute? My sons gave this to me. I feel so special. I feel so special. So, anywho, and if you don't know what sorority I'm in, obviously, the pink might fool you, but I rock that red and white, so I'm a devil. All right, so I'm going to coarsely do the same thing with this zucchini. And you know what, Humble Tutoring, you probably would be done chopping if this was not alive. I would have chopped all these vegetables down in probably a minute and a half. So take that into account too. And absolutely, done is always better than perfect, particularly after school on a Tuesday. All right, so let's leave you over in here so you can see. We're gonna just put this in here. Now y'all know how to make taco meat. And the soup is just simmering and it's pretty much done. So part one that I promised of the healthy soup, that's pretty much done. I'm just gonna let it cook a little bit longer. And then let me dig in the cabinet. Let's see if we have any. I just ordered another water filter. I hate when that light goes off. So, oh, there they are. Let me see if I can reach it. I'm kind of short. I'm only 5'5". I don't know if y'all knew that about me, but yep. All right, so I have these. They're called Super Cubes, S-O-U-P-E-R. And the owner of this company lost her home due to the LA fire. So this will be a great time to support them if you're looking for a business to support that was impacted. And when it cools, I'm gonna put it in here, and it's the funnest thing. You just pop it out. You get like, you know, like an ice cube, you gotta kind of wet it with hot water, and then you can reheat on the stove, or you could put it in the microwave. But if you're being healthy, I say do it on the stove. Okay, 2 seconds, friends. I gotta rinse this off. Y'all know I can't do that one. Actually, I don't need it. What am I saying? I think I'm done with that one. Okay, so we're gonna get the meat going. Where do you guys get your meat from? The regular grocery store? I get mine from Butcher Box, and they have grass-fed, ground-fed beef, and I get the beef. Like today, I got steak, ground beef. I got a lot of stuff. I don't know. You can choose the size of the box. Oh, my daughter just told me that my shirt is looking a hot mess. Thank you. So shame on y'all. Ain't nobody tell me nothing. You go to Sam's.
A guest appearance, but you don't see them.
A guest appearance from the girl who's decompressing after school and feeding her dog. Anyways, before I got it's rowdy up in here. Lola's running. Okay. Anyways, Butcher Box. If you want, I'll put the code when this is over with for the Butcher Box. But I've been using them. Oh, broad juice on my face. Okay. The show must go on. Okay. Anyways. Butcher Box has very good grass-fed, grain-fed. You could also get chicken, seafood, all kind of good little stuff. You pick your size of your box, and the meat is delivered to you once a month or as frequently as you want, so that's good. Dogs get excited to see their human after being with the spare human all day. Ha ha ha. The spare human was here all day too, okay? Oh, I forgot I turned this off. Okay, well, let me turn that back on. Let's put this in the pan so I'm not attacked anymore by this nastiness. Really need some stock in this company. I hope they don't act up too, because I live by some crap. I don't even want to know, to be honest with you. So let me disinfect my little space. But yes, so do you guys, are you eating tacos tonight? My brother-in-law, who can't cook, is on here. He sends me pictures all the time of food that he does not make that looks really good. So maybe he's gonna learn how to make tacos today. All right, so here we go. This is the longest live to make 2 little things, but hey, it's the first one of this year, so I'll get better. Thanks for sticking with me. All right, so now we have our soup is going here. It's looking good. So this is the healthy soup, and once the vegetables get really soft, I'm gonna put it in the super cubes. And then here we have the beginnings of our tacos. I've got onion, zucchini, grass-fed ground beef, and now I'm getting ready to do the seasoning. So first step is going to be Lawry's because, duh. So we're gonna put that Lawry's in there. I don't want my camera to fall into the soup. That would be a tragedy. All right, so we've got the lock. Don't come in here. No. Trying to get to her water. This is a banned space. No animals in here. All right. Garlic powder. Remember, I'm not using the seasoning packet, so I'm going to go real heavy on it. And then I'm going to get some chili powder. I'm going to take this top off. Because I have real onions, I'm not going to do onion powder. I could though, but I'm not going to. Oh, one more thing about the soup. So once you make that plain soup, I freeze it that way. But on the day that I'm reheating it, I can put orzo in there. I like it with orzo a lot. You can put rice, you can do macaroni noodles, but don't freeze it with this pasta in it, unless it's gonna be just like an overnight container that you keep in the refrigerator. I recommend just making the broth with the vegetables, freezing that, and then the day that you warm it up, you're gonna basically cook these in the defrosted soup. That's your tip. So we've got our secret ingredient, and this is doing what it do. Oh shoot, my wooden spoon was for that. That's all right. We rinse this one off. I'm not gonna put it back on the soup. I really like this wooden spoon. If you missed at the beginning, I told you why I like the beginning. At the beginning, I told you the connection I had to my mom with wooden spoons. So if you missed the beginning of the live, go back and watch the beginning. I feel like I was better in the beginning, but I mean, who can be good when they're cooking dinner? I'm just trying to get through the night. So I'm cooking this up. I've got it on high now so I can get done. Let's see. The soup is doing its thing. We've got these. Normally I would cook those zucchinis down, but I'm trying to get this thing over with. All right, so we got that. Got that. Put a little more in here. You don't need the packet. Like, you really don't need the packet. Isn't that crazy? That sometimes you don't even make tacos because you don't think you have the stuff, but you do. You have the stuff. Grab another chopping board, and now we're going to cut up the tomatoes. And I took a shortcut today. Come with me to my chunky refrigerator. Nope, it's not organized. I know you thought it was. Nope, it's not. Got some leaf romaine, and I've got some sour cream somewhere in there. Oh, here it is. I already took out the tomatoes and the cheese, so put this over here. But I will show you what is organized. It needs a little more work, but these, I keep seeing these little guys for $5 everywhere I go. Target, Dollar Spot had this one with the little ribs on it. Love these. I need to re-alphabetize these. Love those. And I need to declutter our vitamin stash. This is vitamins and medicines. Vitamin and medicine backstash, and then spices. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the top on here, and then I'm gonna also throw the top on this guy. And let's don't see anything on my screen anymore. Oh, I'm back. The spam calls are getting on my nerves. Okay, so I'm gonna bake 325. All right, so the soup is doing its thing. We're getting this taco life together with our secret ingredient. Now, if you have really, really picky eaters, you can dice that zucchini down even more. Just make it as tiny as you can. But in my case, my family doesn't care. They're going to be so hungry, they're going to eat it. It's just going to be in the bottom of a taco, so it won't matter. Why, thank you, Mason Money. Appreciate that. All right, so we got that going. I like to break the meat up. Again, this is why I love a wooden spoon. I wonder if my brother-in-law is just putting his phone there and learning how to cook, or if he's actually watching. What do y'all think? Okay, I'm gonna cover it up. We're gonna check the soup. She's looking good. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it down to a low for that and get the taco shells ready. And then I'm gonna cut the tomatoes. So put those taco shells on that plate over there. Here I am. I also like siete taco shells. My sister turned me on to those. Those are grain free. I really don't eat corn anymore with the exception of tortilla chips and tacos. They got a hold on me. And you know what? I'm okay with that because, like, when you stop eating something, you create an allergy that wasn't there before. So I feel like I might not make it without tacos. Wait a minute, y'all. Let me show you. Look at this lazy. She was running around. Now she's trying to cool herself off. This is the perimeter for her not to come in the kitchen, and she's right at the edge. Lord have mercy. I still don't know how we got a dog in this family. I need to go back and add to the Lola playlist because it's a whole comedy act with her. But okay, what were we doing? We were making taco shells. So we got a couple of broken ones. That's fine. Do you take the broken taco shells and put them as like your little crunchies in your salad? Because that's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. They're gonna become my little extra croutons, my nacho croutons tomorrow. There we go. Make room. So that'll be ready. I have burnt fire shells. See, I'm already telling the story. I've burnt taco shells to the point where there was a fire in the oven. And I think I might have been, the girl was in kindergarten. And of course, that was the first thing she told her teacher. We came back from vacation and mommy tried to burn the house down. So whatever you're doing at home, if you think your kids aren't gonna tell it, they're gonna tell it. And whatever you're doing at school and you think those kids aren't gonna tell it, they're gonna tell it. All right, so we've got our meat all mixed up. It's nice and finished. I'm gonna show you guys what that looks like. And then I'm gonna add some beans to it. So there it goes, looking good. I don't like chunky meat like that. And I actually have something for that. This little tool right here, if you've ever wondered what it's for, you can break the meat up with that. So that's what I'm gonna do. We'll use this to break it up. And then we're gonna add, I like the refried beans, but I don't like the whole can. So I just use a half a can when I make my tacos. So we're gonna use a half a can. Let me grab another spoon, 2 seconds. Yep, just use a half a can. And then I'm gonna clean up this junk pile I got behind me. Again, I'm distracted with this live because I would never leave it all right there. I am literally flinging beans all over the kitchen at this point. First attack by the meat and now the beans. All right, so use that little tool again. And now you just gonna like mash it into the meat. You use a little bit of water, just like a drizzle. There you go. Those beans get real funny acting. And because I know. I showed everybody drumsticks. That's her nickname. Lola's nicknamed the dog drumsticks because she got those big old legs that look like drumsticks. We always say we're going to have drumsticks for dinner when she sits by the fire. All right, so you break it all up, and then you know what I like to do if I don't have a taco sauce. You could just put a jigger of, if you don't have a taco seasoning, you just put a jigger of taco sauce in there. So that's what I'm going to do. Ooh, the sun is shining in, and this stove is hot, y'all. It's hot. It's getting hot in here. Don't sing the rest of that song, though. Ooh. That's not funny at all. All right, let's see how much we're going to have. That's about. That should do it. Not too saucy, but saucy enough. Mix it in. Turn the heat down. Now I'm on 2. Before I was like on 8 that whole time, trying to speed cook it. All right, lock it down. Let's get to cleaning here a little bit. I'll let you take a peek at that while I clean up for a second. Then put a smidge more water just so the beans don't burn. A smidge more water. And like that one I should have showed you. It was just like maybe like shh, like shh. You heard how much it sounded like. So we'll just stir it around. And I like salty tacos. Don't at me if you don't like salt. Don't put salt in yours if you don't like them. Put one more little shake of Lawry's in there just for good measure because that's what the ancestors told me to do. So that's what I'm doing. All right, put the lid on it. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off my healthy soup. That is finished. That's what it looks like finished. And I'm gonna put the taco shells in the oven, but it's not preheated yet. So I'm just gonna sip my little iPad and talk to my little YouTube friends. So of those of you who have watched today, please follow because you know, a girl needs a few more subscribers. I'm trying to reach 500 this first quarter. But I feel like in order to reach 500, I actually have to come on here and do stuff. So hence the live. I'm going to try to, my short-term goal is to go live once a month. I feel like I can keep that up. And if not once a month, then I guess we'll see. But that's the goal. I'm going to stick with that goal. That's my final answer. Okay? I'm going to stick with it. I forgot to cut the tomatoes up. Let me do that. I got to rinse my knife off. So next time I'll know better what to do. There's no way that I would not rinse everything off. I probably would still run back and forth because I'm a little bit of a clean freak, although it's not looking like it right now, but I really am. You'd have to know me in real life to know how we get down around here. It's a little OCD obsessive, but it's okay. At least you know when you eat here it's clean. If you're close to me, then you know. Gonna chop down this, and one of my mom teacher tips is let the people serve themselves. If I cooked it, then I mean it's just a taco. Everybody can make their own taco. Even little people can make their taco. Think if you're like over 3 and up, make your taco. So I'm gonna put everything in these little serving dishes that I got from Costco. We just re-upped them, and you can put what you're going to serve in the carry-out containers. So now when it's over with, you don't even need to put them in a carry-out container because you already started how you want to finish. Starting with the end in mind, child. So, and I've got some little raggedy looking, not too red tomatoes. We got Taco Bell at home. We got Taco Bell at home. So anyways, we're gonna have tacos, and I'm gonna put everything in these little these little glass containers. People can serve themselves. I've got Mexican style cheese, and I've got another remnant of something else. Colby Jack cheese. What's your favorite kind of cheese? Mr. Creators entered the building. He said we eating good tonight. Yeah, my husband loves tacos. Hey, boo. Let's see here. I'm gonna cut just one because this is actually pretty full. And even though I have 2 tomatoes out, I feel like, well, no, I like a lot of tomatoes. I feel like tomatoes make it taste good. Did I cut 2? Oh, I cut 2. That's why there's so much. I was like, wait a minute, I thought I had another tomato over here. All right, so we've got that. I'm gonna put this in a little container as well. Now I need to really check in real quick. Let me throw these, just check in on our meat, make sure it's not burning. Turn it down to low. Got this here. I'm just gonna basically have it off. Matter of fact, with these beans, I'm gonna turn it off and keep the lid on. It'll be fine. The soup has souped. We have 1 wild lost carrot. I'm gonna feed it to Lola. You got snapped. She said, what is it? Ooh, that dog. Okay. And then we're gonna put these taco shells in, and I'm gonna try not to set the house on fire. Alexa, set a 5-minute timer. I have a love-hate relationship with AI. What do y'all think about that? Do you feel like we rely too much on technology? I think we're starting to feel some impact of that in our lives, but I don't know. I still love me some Alexa, so. Okay, we've got tomatoes. Oh, I probably should put this away. Here. Y'all want to go to the chunky pantry with me? I started cleaning it out. It's a little bit overwhelming, but I've decided if I do it in bits and pieces, then it won't be as overwhelming. It was really pretty at one point. It's still not too bad, but I like the clear bins. That's always really good. I have a tray. See, I have a little tray thing. I'm gonna clean this out and then we'll go finish. Yeah, see, the sun is shining today. The sun is blazing. All right, I'm gonna rinse this off, and then I'm gonna put all the extra items in there. So hold tight while I rinse it off. My sink looks a hot mess, so not bring you over there. The sink is looking crazy. So I've got 5 more minutes to finish this last little bit. What time do you serve dinner at your house? You know, I try to be done as early as I can. Like I said, I'm resigning. My husband's on here. He is not accepting my letter of resignation. Maybe he can tell us why. Why, Jeffrey? Why? You know how to make tacos. I think he's just doing his work and ignoring me. So we're gonna use what we have left over. I have some Colby Jack and I have some Mexican style. We're gonna throw right on in here. Everybody can make their own taco. I could leave it in the bag, but then it's not gonna be as cute or easy for people to grab. So that's what we're gonna do. I was so sad today. I had a little chip on my thumb. And I really love my Valentine's Day nails. See how cute they are? I got a little heart. And that chip, it almost made a heart. If it had made a heart where that chip is, it kind of looks like it on the video, doesn't it? Okay, the ladies that are on here today, are you getting Valentine's Day nails or are you just keeping it basic and calling it a day? Okay, everything is done. I'll keep this out. We'll put our spices up. And I think it's a wrap. I had only used a little bit of this. I made you know, the taco dip with the cream cheese and stuff. I made that over the break. It was so good. If you haven't made that in a long time, pull it back out your hat because taco dip goes real hard. I did it with fat-free beans, cream cheese. I don't know, look it up. There's a ton of recipes out there for it. It's like 10 things maybe, not even. Are we having avocado tonight? I feel like I'm gonna save this for the salad tomorrow. I have some more avocados, but they're not quite, you know, ripe. And by morning, who knows, they might be spoiled. So we'll see. But, well, thank you for joining me on my first live of the year. And I'm going to try really hard to show up here a little bit more and create joy where you live, love, and learn, because that's what I'm all about. So to me, creating a healthy dinner for my family, although I don't want to cook, is still a very important thing for us to sit around the table and have a conversation. So I'm going to call the girl now. Girl, come set the table. I'm going to have her set the table for dinner. And we are going to have tacos. So there's where we're going to eat. And thanks for joining me, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you on here soon. Don't forget to make your healthy soup and put it in the freezer for one day. Someday you'll be happy that you have it, and it'll be so nutritious, and it'll be like, oh my God, I'm so glad this is healing me. And put the orzo or rice or macaroni noodles in it when you defrost it. Have a great night. Toodles.